r/AskReddit. What's the weirdest birthday present you've ever received? A tampon holder for my purse from my step-grandma. So's parents got us like 15 sex-related items for her birthday. Cuffs, paddles, whips, leather straps, 2 vibrators, lube, etc. We had to just sit there and open each item, thank them, and then move on to the next item hoping it'd be like a shirt or something. Nope. Clit massager. Okay. My mom once got me misshapen underwear. It was sold at dollar stores and was like a reject pile where one leg hole was very big and one was very tiny. She got me like 5 pairs of it. Also once someone gave me a half-burned candle. When I turned 18, about 20 of my friends threw a surprise party in my basement, and as a gift, one of my friends gave me one of those mini boxes of Cocoa Krispies. And everyone at the party signed the box before I got there. His explanation was, "I wasn't even told we were throwing you a surprise party until like an hour and a half ago, so I panicked and looked around my house for a good last minute gift. Then I saw that box sitting on the kitchen counter and it was just meant to be." I still have that box sitting on my dresser to this day. Beard oil and comb from my stepmom. I can't grow a beard and it was a completely unironic present. Wrapping paper wrapped in wrapping paper. Grandmother gave me a Bible and a massive jar of pickles one year to snack on while I became a good religious boy, I suppose. An anatomically correct, life-size female mannequin from a women's clothing store that had closed. For a mannequin, she had a beautiful face and, of course, a shapely figure. It was given to me by a group of college friends when I turned 21, and the gift included boxes of lingerie and various articles of clothing to dress her up in a variety of creative, their word, ways. My friend gifted me a block of butter. That's it. And it was not a joke. But it's not like I'm complaining. A dried cod and a large hammer. Exactly 12 years ago, on my 30th birthday, I had a housewarming party. It is common in my culture to give single women weird gifts when they turn 30. My father has his own boat, and his boat club takes part in the annual cod fishing festival in Lofoten. They make some excellent dried fish and he knows I really like it. The fish is prepared by beating it with a hammer until the flesh separates from the bone. It smells very fishy. His friends reacted with, "You can't give a single 30 years old woman dry fish." "You are right," he said. "I'll also give her this hammer so she can beat it." I pretended to not get their joke and enjoyed the fish. Edit. Woke up to a full inbox. It was indeed my 42nd birthday yesterday. Thank you. My friend gave me the ugliest cat statue to have ever existed. Because she didn't want it. The last time my aunt saw me was back when I was 4 years old. She sent me a small kid-sized Spider-Man t-shirt when I was 13. I used pumice stone rewrapped in cling film. The sellotape was yellowing, so must have been like that for some time. Grandmother gave me a random statue of a Cocker Spaniel for my 15th birthday, I think. I have never owned a Cocker Spaniel and neither had she. Looks like something she picked up at a yard sale. I didn't care for it at the time, but after she passed, it is one of my precious treasures. I got bacon soap. Never used it. A big Barney purple bathrobe for my 23rd birthday. My grandma, who lives on the opposite coast of me in the US, wrote me a letter for my birthday when I turned 16. In it, she listed several points. Don't shame the family now that you're driving. The weather is nice in Pennsylvania. I pray to God every day that you don't go to hell since you've stopped going to church. At that point I knew one thing. My grandma really appreciated a nice spring day. And no, there was no money in the card. I was one of those kids that would just want to play with cardboard boxes all the time to make cities or stores or whatever I could out of cardboard. So for my 5th birthday, my parents just got me the biggest cardboard box they could find. I was ecstatic. I got a toaster that toasts Bob Ross's face onto the bread, 8 months late, from a great aunt I hadn't ever met or heard from before. I turned 23 for the birthday that gift was for. For my 8th birthday my mother's friend arrived up and gave me a pair of dark green corduroy trousers. For a woman of approximately her age and size. Needless to say she left with the same pair. Which must have been her plan all along : a bell. Just a bell. I got a tape dispenser, a stapler, and a 3-hole punch for my sweet 16. A duct taped up cereal box filled with erasers. A photo album with a silver effect embossed cover with the word baby and a pram. I have no kids and no intention of having them. McDonald's deluxe breakfast, but it was my first day ever at 19. I was raised JW and didn't know what to say when they asked me what I wanted. I wanted junk food because I wasn't allowed to have it growing up at all and I just didn't care. I wanted to celebrate my day. An ashtray shaped like a toilet bowl from an uncle when I was a teenager who doesn't and never has smoked. One time I received 3 blankets from my cool uncle on my 8th birthday. I smiled and said thank you, but deep down I said to myself, what the hell is he thinking? Blankets. It turns out that the blankets he gave me have saved me from hypothermia during a winter blizzard. Thanks uncle. My God, my husband and I put ketchup on my ketchup shirt in a XXXL. My husband hates ketchup and wears a medium. My husband said, that's funny because I hate ketchup. His mom argues with him on and off the rest of the day about him loving ketchup. A small whittled statue of me. My cousin considers herself an artist and recently took up wood carving. She presented it to me at my birthday party we were holding in my backyard. Folks gathered around because usually she makes paintings of our beautiful Vermont countryside, but the box obviously didn't hold a painting. I opened it and held up the small wooden statue of me. You made the hands too big. Cracked my wife. I keep it in my camp on the lake. Creeps the hell out of me. A flail. As in the medieval weapon. My brother made it. Mailed it to me. The mailman accidentally delivered it to the rectory where the priest lived. I was living in a convent at the time. It had a good-natured but profane note included. The priest thought it was some kind of threat and called the cops. Fun birthday. Mace. Soap on a rope. And a rock. Not for my birthday, but at my bachelorette party. I received black soap in the shape of a very large penis and testicles. A couple of months later, we had apparently run out of soap. I got home from work and peeked in at my showering husband to tell him I was home. He's washing with the penis soap. It was cheap soap and didn't lather very well, so he's rubbing it up and down really hard. That was in 1983. And I still burst into spontaneous laughter when I think about it. I expect it to be my last memory before my brain blinks out and dies. Edit. Thank you for the gold. I once got a piece of clear plastic in the shape of a man and about the size of a beer bottle. It had an astronaut suit outline etched onto it and then another piece of clear plastic attached to the head with a suction cup on it. My best guess was it was meant to be attached to a car window and swing, but it didn't rotate, swing or bubble. Still baffles me to this day. A pack of 10 odd matching socks pairs. I still wear them. Edit. Thank you for so much love. No. I'm not Dobby, haha. The story is that my older sister was leaving for Christmas and gave me her gift and gifts from Santa because he won't be able to give them to me during Christmas. I'm sorry for you, Aqua Rouge. I get a pack that contains a deodorant, shower gel and shampoo from my aunt and uncle literally every single year. At first I thought they keep giving me this because it's cheap. But after the third consecutive year I started to question my hygiene. The crazy ex-girlfriend of my bro got me and my cat a dirty, really dirty cat bed. I thanked her politely, put it somewhere my cat wouldn't be able to reach it and threw it away when she was gone. 3 friends gave me identical rectangular presents and smiled while handing them over. Turned out to be 3 dolls with the skirt pulled down, filled with condoms. 13-year-old. Opening them in front of the family. Lame conspiracy. Edit. This all amounted to some shiny gold? Guess it makes it alright then. Cheers whoever you are. For my bar mitzvah my uncle gave me a pack of condoms. For my 17th birthday I was given a copy of Dragon Tales. The PBS Kids show aimed at 5-7-year-olds. On VHS. In 2006. For my 6th birthday, my aunt sent me a gold heart-shaped box lined with blue velvet. My name was engraved on the lid. It was beautiful. Inside was a dead Japanese beetle. There was a note on top that said, "I saw this and it reminded me of you. We don't talk to Aunt Donna anymore." I got a Dirt Devil box. One of those little handheld vacuum cleaners. I was like, okay, that's a weird gift for a 9-year-old. Then I opened the box and it was a hatchet. I liked camping. Wasn't really a birthday present. But for my sweet 16 I was in a psychiatric inpatient unit. And I got birthday presents from the staff that were, and arguably still are, the best birthday presents I've ever received. I got a Galaxy backpack, Skull Candy headphones, colored pencils and a sketchbook. I was also away from my mom, who is very toxic and draining to be around. A block of government cheese from my sister and her husband. I was 11. It went bad before I could finish it and I never shat again. Happy Cake Day. I got an open bag of gumballs from my uncle and auntie once. Strangest part was that someone had chewed a few of the gumballs, rolled the chewed gum into a ball, and placed it back in the bag. Same uncle and auntie that gave me a wrapped box of used toothbrushes a couple years back. Edit. Thanks for the gold and silvers. Random internet people. When I was 10 I said I wanted a brick as a present to my granddad. And told him I wanted it because I could throw it through the TV at our home and get a new one. Fast forward to my birthday and there is this very nicely packed present. With the brick inside. And when I look up at my granddad he is almost dying of laughter. Man, I miss him. A few years ago, my parents bought me a little toy robot. It didn't do anything. It was more of a model than a toy. I didn't say anything. Since I didn't know how to react. I just politely thanked them for it. And promptly forgot about it. The next year, I got another robot. This time, I was even more confused. Later on, I took it apart. Thinking maybe they hid a real present inside the robot? But nope. I just now had a broken robot toy. The 3rd year in a row. I got another fucking robot. I had to stop being polite. And ask what's the deal with the robots? Please stop getting them for me. I was in my 30s when this happened. I didn't live with them. I had a job. And lived with my fiance. There was no way they thought I was a child who might like a present like this. When I was 6, I flushed a Dukes of Hazzard toy car down the toilet and cost my parents hundreds of dollars to fix the plumbing. When I was 16 I received the same car back as my first car. Will get buried. But finally something I can answer. I am, or at least used to be, very much into old Japanese culture. Think 1400 1600. I find their system of government from that time fascinating. Cue my aunt gifting me a dream catcher. With the phrase "it's Indian." Which is more or less the same as Japanese anyway. I was 13 and my parents got me a ceiling fan. I didn't need one, I didn't ask for one. They just had a habit of wanting to upgrade parts of the house so they would use my birthday as an excuse to get things for the house. I joke with them still about how I'm going to come back and take the fan since it's technically mine. They also bought me a surround sound system for the downstairs the next year. Which I wasn't allowed to take that either when I moved out. Not me but my best friend. His grandma was very much the fire and brimstone Harry Potter is for devil worshippers archetype. During our senior year of high school, she got him this book about surviving college as a Christian. My friend was not religious at all but she just couldn't see it. The book itself was pretty terrible. A lot of very close-minded stuff about how other religions are wrong and you shouldn't associate with non-Christians or have non-Christian friends. How professors will try to convince you that other religions are okay. How gay people will try to convert you and how you should only listen to religious music that won't cloud your judgment. My friend said he threw it in a box and never saw it again. A dolphin massager. Gave my sister a fart in a jar. Just a plain glass mason jar with "do not open." Contains fart written in Sharpie on the side. Actually filled it too. the relatives still talk about how awesome that gift was. In my friend group I'm the one who gives weird gifts. One year I have my friend a bag of styrofoam dove decoys I found at Walmart. That may be the weirdest, but not my favorite. One year I gave that same friend a DVD of The Fifth Element. At least, he thought it was The Fifth Element. I replaced the disc with a DVD of my own making. I made a fake label for the disc. And then I scratched up the case a little to make it look used in case he was wondering why it wasn't sealed. What was on the DVD? The first 5 minutes of The Fifth Element, and then a video of Tom Jones singing What New Pussycat? About 2 weeks went by before he watched it. But when he did, it was glorious. To be fair, he started the weird gifts when he gave me a bar mitzvah card for my 20th birthday. When I turned 15 my aunt told me that she had a really special present for me. Being 15 is a very important age in Hispanic culture for a girl. I wasn't expecting huge gifts from anyone, but when she told me this I got excited. I thought she bought me a video game console or something like that. So she brings me into her room and proceeds to give me a speech about womanhood. This goes on for about 30 minutes. She then reaches behind her back, pulls out the Book of Mormon, and hands it to me. Confused, I thank her and tell her that I'm familiar with it, but I don't understand why I need it. She then jumps into an hour-long lecture about why I should be a Mormon. Just to end the conversation I told her that I can see the appeal and I'll think about it. It took me a while to realize that my birthday gift was intended to convert me into a Mormon. TLDR. My aunt gave me the Book of Mormon and tried to convert me. For my birthday my mom and grandma both gave me different copies of MW2, and one was the red edition and one was just base game, and I had a really awkward time explaining to them why the red case had more to it, and I felt really bad after I had to go with my grandma to the store to return it. A fake ear made of silicone or something, with a Van Gogh birthday card inside which he wrote "I'll always be here to listen, he's my best friend." And that's the weirdest but coolest gift I've gotten. For my 21st my grandmother got me an electric frying pan, so you could plug this in instead of having to put it on the gas. 2 issues. I lived with her and we had normal frying pans and the pan was a European plug and we lived in the UK. An old college friend of my father sent me a birthday card on my 18th birthday. My father had not talked to this man in well over a decade and I had personally never met him. The card was suitably inappropriate to give an old friend's 18 years old daughter. I wish I remembered the uncomfortable message that was written inside. Thanks for the birthday card, creepy guy my dad knew. Went on a family vacation one summer and we were gone over my birthday. When we got back, there was a huge full-size traffic construction cone sitting in my room with a bow taped to the top. Turns out my friends stole it down the street from my house. Didn't know what to do with it, and then managed to scale our house to my 2nd floor window that was unlocked and stashed it in my room. I named him MR. Conan kept him for nearly 15 years before finally getting rid of him. For me it was a music pillow. It was a pillow with a small speaker box which worked via aux in it so you could play music while sleeping, I guess. I never understood why anyone would want to play music while they were trying to fall asleep. And especially not when the speaker is so close to your ears. The sound was really scuffed and the speaker inside the pillow was super hard, so not the most comfortable pillow as well. For my 9th birthday my older brother who was 10 got me pads. I was so confused at what they were because of how young I was, plus I'm a guy, lol, I guess he was confused. This was a Christmas gift. But my fresh off the boat cousins gave me a tee from Hollister that read "Dudes prefer blondes. I am a very gay Asian woman." I pen that kinda looks like a sex toy. I've never been a huge fan of other people buying me clothes. They are guessing not only my size, badly, but also my style, also badly. I received a blow zip up holiday sweater with polar bears and light up snowflakes, as a serious gift, not a joke, a serious gift. Was out for my 21st birthday and my friend brought his friend who weren't associated with our group and he gave me a picture of him and his dog. Shark teeth. On my 13th birthday my friend presented me a string. He said, "Now you can play with your cat." I didn't have a cat. A coworker got me a whole miniature pineapple. Didn't say anything about why he chose it. Just sort of dropped at my desk and left. I don't even like pineapple. I got a cat. He also doubled as the best birthday present I've ever received. A check for $13.37. I loved the movie Finding Nemo when I was like 7-8 and my uncle as a joke got me some fish bait as a present. Shark bait, ho ha ha. Happy Cake Day. It was a puppy. Cute as a button. A Shih Tzu puppy like 2 months old. But I was 18. I could barely take care of myself. What was I supposed to do with the puppy? We kept it in the family. My brother. My mother took care of it mostly. It changed a lot of apartments and families. Though, loving ones. All of them. I was 8 or 9 years old. I had an aunt, sister to my grandmother, who didn't have children. She once gave me a set of 4 silver spoons. Intricately detailed. Ornate things that probably came from her military husband's time in Europe during World War II. She sent them with a note saying I could use them to eat ice cream in my treehouse. I mean, that was very nice of her. But, edit, maybe they were valuable. I don't know. I didn't care about them and they're long lost to time. Don't think my mom made special effort to hang on to them. Partly because she thought the aunt was nuts anyway. Deflated football. Hate football and can't play because of I have titanium plate in my head. A container of potty putty. I was 17. Christmas decorations from my aunt. I was 7. An anthology of classic fairy tales and children's stories when I was 11 and a novelty tie with piano notes down it and you can press down on the tie to play notes. Some kid who was the son of my mom's friend came to my 12th birthday party without an invite. He gave me his geography report on Greece from school as a present. Thanks. Barrett. Not birthday but a Christmas present. My gave me a package of 4 crayons when I was 14. She gave my other cousins, who were much younger, clothes and makeup, but 14-year-old me got crayons. My grandma was pretty terrible at giving gifts. One year she got my cousins and me a box of printer paper each. Another year she got us return address stickers. Thousands of them. My address and phone number was wrong. But at least she got my name right. For my birthday, as a teenager, I invited a couple of girls to my birthday party. I'm a guy. So this was a big deal, and one of them forgets to buy me a present. So, as a gift I guess, she takes my hands and places them on her boobs. I had no idea that she was actually into me, because the rest of the night she tried to sit on my lap, etc. My grandma liked to find the most maimed, disturbing dolls and stuffed animals at thrift stores and then write a tragic story about their life and give it to me. I think the worst was a doll missing one leg. She had been run over by a car and had to have it amputated and now I needed to be her nurse. It was freaky. I think I was 8. My mom was furious. Weirdest and coolest gift I ever got was an engraved chest with filled 10,950 pennies. My dad and stepmom had given it to me on my 30th birthday and it had 1 penny for every day I had been on this earth. That number is approximate because they even took leap years into consideration. Being that my dad is not the sentimental type, it is my most treasured gift, and heavy as fuck. A friend in middle school once gifted me a birthday card with a Facebook login written inside. He had made me an account with all my info and pictures because my mom wouldn't let me make my own account. A whiteboard. Never in my life have I expressed a desire for a stick-on whiteboard. A year-long subscription to Creationism magazine from my Christian aunt, who was concerned because I was going to university to study paleontology. She never gets me birthday presents. Every year for Christmas and my birthday my aunt gives me the same Levi shirt but in a different color because about 5 years ago I mentioned that I like the style. A board game with half the pieces missing. Then the guy asked me for it back after a couple of days. If you want to get nothing in return, you can like and join my Discord. There is a link in the description.